see you, man. Is it okay if I start? First of all, thank you, seriously, all of you for coming. I know if you turn on the TV, the world's coming to an end, but people in the state are pretty damn tough. So thank you, seriously, for covering the game and doing what you do. I know it's a long day today for all of you, so thank you for that. Obviously, there's a lot of things to say and talk about, but I don't think there's any doubt that the most important people in the building today were the fans. For them to do what they did. I told the players for the game, we wanted to do two things. Number one, make sure that the people walked out of here saying it was worth coming. And number two, the people that couldn't make it would say, dang, I wish I would have been there for that one. And I think we did both. So obviously to beat a team of that caliber and the way we did it, again, slow start, but our kids competed again and we just made a couple more baskets. So really proud of them.
Bill, I'm asking you an impossible question here. Of your 602, okay? You know where I'm going.
Yeah, I do.
Where would this, how could you, rank this?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Given all
Yeah, it's going to be on the short list for sure. I mean, the really short list. I think given the situation, the opponent, the makeup of our team, kind of what this group has been through, what Emily Ryan's been through, you start adding it all up, and it's just, I don't know if it's improbable, but to be the number 4 team in the country the way we did it. So, and I have so much respect for Nikki. She's I tried to recruit her twice. That's how old I am, and they do such a great job. And Sarah Andrews, in my opinion, is one of the best guards in the country, and we did everything we could to try and slow her down. But just an amazing effort, and again, the second half, we found a way to make just enough plays, and the fans drug us to the finish line.
Bill, is it that this team is so young, they don't know that they're playing the 4th-ranked team in the country, and with all due respect, they don't know that they're supposed to lose?
No, I think we've kind of been that way all year. I don't think that's an incorrect statement. It's, you don't know what you don't know. Then there's plays you're like, oh my God, what are they thinking? And probably they're not thinking at that moment, but they love to play. And I've said, they're all so talented, all of our freshmen. And they've embraced what this team needs from them. And you throw in the leadership of some of the older guys, especially Emily. I thought Hannah Bellinger was phenomenal tonight, today. So, yeah, it's an interesting mix, and it's our team. And we said from the beginning, this team is not going to be aesthetically probably fun to watch, but they're going to be fun to watch because they're going to play their what's off, and that's kind of what they've been doing.
I was just kind of wondering, what were your thoughts about, it seems like on Wednesday night you guys were able to once again kind of weather some storms. You did that again today. What do you think about how they were able to survive some important moments by Baylor?
No, again, it's awful first quarter. And, you can't keep doing that. But I do think our team understands that, the game is 40 minutes. You just got to keep playing. Obviously, our moment's coming when you're down 13 and it's going to get worse. We all understand that. But I do think, and again, it goes to RP's question about they're just going to play. And, we talk a lot about nameless, faceless opponents. We talk a lot about don't even look at the scoreboard. We talk a lot about just do what you can do. And I think that for our fans, too, I don't think we've had a lot of really good teams here, and we've been really blessed. But this team seems to play with a youthful, they're smiling, they're upbeat, they're, when Audie smiles, the whole place like explodes, and Addie's got a little edge to her. And, I just think that's what's made this team maybe a little unique at this stage. So, obviously it's not a great recipe, but to fall behind 13 in the first quarter, but luckily we weren't out of it at halftime again, and then got to the fourth quarter and made it a game.
Audie came up with the big basket there in the fourth quarter. Was that how you wanted it to transpire there at the end?
Yeah, the play we ran, we put in a couple days ago. We haven't run it a lot, but there was 3 options, and it was Addie Brown picking and popping or a post up for Audie. And they put a big kid in to try and, which, we didn't anticipate that. That was a great move by them. But we made a good pass. Addie made a good pass. Emily made a good decision and got her on the block, and she scored. So, the kids executed it perfectly. All you can do is get a good look at the basket at the end if you can. And Audie Crooks on the block is as good a look as you're probably ever going to get.
Just kind of wondering, at the end of the game, there's always that big decision: do you foul or let it play out? What kind of went into the mindset for you there?
It's probably good that I'm here and not Billy. We disagree on this. I'm not. We have done it in the past, but normally we are not a foul situation. We work on that situation. You switch. The concept in that, to me, from a basketball standpoint, is you have to go against everything that you're taught. Like, go ahead and get back cut. Go ahead and get beat off the dribble. Go ahead and let them throw it in the post. And they're looking at you like, what? Like, no, let them go. Literally when they cut, we just stand on the 3-point line. And I thought Sarah Andrews made a great play. We said, watch the slide 3. That's what she did. But most of the time, we are not a fouling program, and we can all debate that analytically, I guess.
So you pulled rank.
I pulled rank. Yes, I did. Yes.
Bill, the moment it looked like you were jogging off the court with your arms raised, fist pumping, was that as much about the crowd? What was it? Just take me into that moment.
No, I mean, really, I don't want to diminish what our players did, because and my staff was amazing. The game plan that was put together was great, I thought. Billy and Coach Shaban did the scouting report. Today's Jody's birthday. What they did was so great, and our kids played their guts out. But it never ceases to me. It was for the fans. I was just, we're sitting there debating, should we move the game? There's no one's going to show up. And I didn't know what would happen. I really didn't. But it's one of those things that I've been blessed to be here a long time. And the way these people have embraced me, my family, our players, it just doesn't happen anywhere. And I know it does some places, but not when it's 40 below zero outside. It just doesn't. And it's something that like I said, I've been here a long time, and it's like, oh, you should expect it. But I don't, and I don't take it for granted, I promise you.
One stat that jumps off the page for me is steals: 9 Baylor, 9 Iowa State, 6 Addie Brown, who had 2 points at halftime, I think, and it's a big 3. How do you, A, talk about her game, but B, to be even with that type of team in steals?
Yeah, the steal number, we could be here a long time, and that's never going to happen. But I thought we did a good job for the most part defensively. But Addie's, again, we talk a lot about her basketball IQ, and that goes to both ends of the court. And she jumps passing lanes. She kind of reads plays. And I've always said the great players that I've ever coached are always a play ahead. And you don't see that a lot in the women's game. Addie Brown's a play ahead. Sometimes 2 plays ahead, which creates another issue. But we held her out a little bit in the first half. She got sped up a little bit, but she just, again, is not afraid of the moment, loves to play, loves to compete. And I thought, and I think it says a lot about a kid that, as a freshman, struggles in the first half. You either pout or you do something about it, and she did something about it. And I think that's a credit to her. And again, it's so much of it's about how those kids have been raised, how those kids have been coached. I'm not teaching Addie Brown that. She came with that. And we're just lucky that she's got an Iowa State uniform on to do it.
Okay, so Coach, so I want to go back to the first quarter. Obviously, things didn't really go your way in the first quarter, but I wanted to know, what was your message to the team after that slow start, and then ever since you guys started outscoring Baylor every quarter?
I probably really can't say what my message was publicly, and my wife's here. But I think really for us it was more, just don't beat yourself. I mean, they're good, and they're going to steal the ball, and they're going to turn us over. But, you know, we had 14 turnovers at halftime. We ended with 21. 21's too many, but it was only 7 in the second half. So it was more that way. I thought defensively we made a couple mistakes that we didn't in the second half. You know, just trying to get some clarity to what we were doing. So it wasn't anything crazy. It's just, all right, take a breath. First quarter's over. You know, we're big on let it go, move on to the next one. And luckily, the second quarter kept us in the game.
And then I want to also obviously go back to Audie Crooks again. This is his first time going back-to-back with at least 20 points this season, and both against ranked teams. Like, how big of an impact has she truly made? I mean, she's phenomenal.
No, I think what Audie's done is something that's unique for us. You know, we haven't had a powerful low post player here in a long time, maybe ever. But I think the thing with Audie is she plays hard. She wants to be coached hard. She loves her teammates. She plays with a joy that a lot of young people don't. And I would say the impact she's making on the court for us is nothing compared to the impact she's going to make on this university, in this community. I really believe that. She's a unique person. She's a unique personality, and you're talking putting up numbers, and she plays like 25 minutes a game. So it's not just great numbers. It's, you know, if you extrapolate that to 40 minutes, those numbers would be ridiculous. But, you know, she's not there yet, and she'll get more. But, you know, if we can get 25 minutes out of her like we did tonight, you know, she's going to do a lot of good things.
Coach, after this 5-0 start, back-to-back ranked wins, I guess where in the season did your mindset maybe focus from growing for the future to you're 5-0 now and you can win something now?
I would say, I mean, we're always trying to win now, but we're trying to be realistic. I mean, you look at like most of the players who played most of the game today, there was only one of them that was on campus last year. But I really felt after we played Iowa, and I thought we played it as hard as we could play, and it was a great game against a phenomenal team, that, okay, we can compete a little bit. And I don't think it's an accident. It's correlated with the return of number 11. I think you put those two things together. And I said on the radio show before the game, you guys are a lot smarter than me. And it's like, I don't care what the word is, leader, winner, fill in the blank. Emily Ryan is that person. And I think when she came back and at least got into games, I think that changed a lot of people's mindset. And we've been fortunate, very fortunate, all 5 games. And that's what I told them. That's what's great about the Big 12, and it's great about sports, and it's great about a lot of things. We're 5-0, and we could easily be 0-5, easily. And so it's just a matter of you got to show it. And I tell our team all the time, I think showing up is a skill. I think finishing is a skill. I think being accountable is a skill, and our team has shown that so far.
Bill, I want to go back to something you said a little bit earlier. You're down 13 after 1. You're down 10 at some point slightly before halftime. Several times in the second half there, you're down 4-6. You come back every time. Is that a sign of growth of this group, or what is it, I guess, if it's not?
Yeah, no, I think it's a lot of things. It's a sign of growth. It's a sign of we have some really skilled players. It's a sign, again, and I don't mean to keep bringing this up and bore you guys to death, it's a sign of the best fan base in the country that just refuses to let our kids quit playing. And I've said that many times. I've coached in a lot of buildings, and when it's going good for the home team, they cheer a lot. Here, they also cheer a lot when they know they can help. It's not just when you're doing things well. So I think it was a combination of all that. And I thought defensively that helped. I thought our defense was really solid, you know, from start to finish. And when you defend and you rebound, in collegiate basketball, you got a chance. And I thought that was the key to especially the last probably 13, 14 minutes of the game.
Just kind of wondering, what did you think the ceiling of this team was for this year before this season started? Has that changed with what you've accomplished so far? I'm not a real, like, here are the goals, the win 20 games. That's not the way I operate, and I'm not saying that's right. So I'm not trying to not answer your question. I really don't know. I think we didn't know because we had so many new guys, and we did not know what Emily Ryan's situation was. I think if I knew Emily was going to play, whatever, yeah, then you start thinking about it. And I think the idea of the Big 12 schedule is different. You're not playing everyone twice, and we're playing teams that we haven't played, and you're only going to play this team once. Thank God we don't have to go to Waco and play Baylor again. So I'm sorry. I think I'm not answering your question, and I don't mean to be that way. Again, thank you guys so much, and ladies, for showing up today. It means a lot.
Thanks, Bill.
Enjoy the rest of your day.